to you today?
Well, I'm talking to you because I recently broke my arm about 2 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's not healing as quick as I would hope, and it's really limiting me on all the things that I like to do.
Okay, and how did you break your arm?
Well, I was out mountain biking. I'd actually just started mountain biking again about 2 months prior after not biking for a long time, and started biking on a new trail. I was coming down the trail, and there was a rock where I didn't see it. Bike hit the rock over the handlebars, and I landed on flat on the dirt road and broke my elbow.
Okay.
Went to the hospital, and the first thing the ER doctor, well, the first diagnosis was from the ER doctor. She said I was going to have pins in my elbow, and it was going to take 6 months to heal.
That must have felt overwhelming.
Yeah, it was. That made me stress out a lot because I use my hands and I have to work physically for work also, and that was my first concern, was not being able to work. And
Okay, and what do you do for work?
I'm a field engineer,
Okay.
so I work on gas turbines,
Okay.
troubleshooting and fixing them.
Okay.
So my first thought was my boss is going to freak out and I might have to take medical leave, and but I waited until the x-rays came back, and she told me I needed pins, but I needed to see an orthopedic doctor. Called my boss, and he was extremely understanding, and he didn't want to make any...
That's relieving.
Yeah, it was, and he didn't want to make any judgments until we saw the actual orthopedic doctor.
Okay.
But he was very understanding, and that was a big weight off my shoulders.
Definitely.
And the orthopedic doctor wasn't nearly as concerned, and he had said that it would only be, a few weeks in a sling,
Okay.
and then I'd be able to start working it out. And that gave me the impression that a few weeks in a sling and a few more weeks, and I'd be back biking and stuff again. And that was, I guess, my fault for assuming that and not asking.
So you thought it was going to be worse and you were going to have to get a cast, but you learned that you had to get a sling, thinking that maybe this process could be quicker.
Yeah.
Like our elbow being fixed instead of it being a monthly process in a cast.
Exactly. So I thought it'd be quicker, which I guess it is still quicker, but it's still a lot longer than I thought after it was told it was going to be an easy, no operation. And now it's 2 months later, and I still can't get on the mountain bike, and it doesn't look like I'll be able to for a while. But I mean, at least I didn't really miss much work and everything, so that was good.
That is good. Is it inhibiting your everyday life?
It is and it isn't. It is because I don't get to do all the physical things that I normally do. But if I don't do those, I mean, I'm fine. Everything, all the necessities I can do, I can work, all that stuff. But it's just kind of getting me down that I'm kind of stuck in the house, and the things that I love to do, I just can't do anymore. And going to physical therapy, I thought was going to be a quick process too, and it just seems like it's a stalemate, and I keep going twice a week, but it's not progressing like I thought it would.
It's not progressing.
No.
The things that you thought you could do, you can't do right now. What
Exactly.
Can you elaborate? What things did you like to do that?
Well, like I was saying, mountain biking's a big one. Rock climbing's another one. Got a rock climbing wall in my backyard for when it gets cold. I can, I don't have to travel anywhere, and I just ordered some new rock climbing holds for it, and I can't do that either. I mean, I guess I could still go out and hike and stuff, but I don't know. My motivation's just not there, because what I really want to do is go biking or rock climbing, and
your motivation's not there anymore.
No.
Does your arm hurt while you're even just hiking?
No, not when I'm hiking, but
okay.
It gets stiff. I mean, it hurts at night. It affects my sleep, and like I said, just sitting around, it's fine. It just gets stiff. But then when I do want to do anything, or when I go to work, it hurts again, and just feels like all it takes is a day to get stiff, and then I go to physical therapy, loosen it back up to where it was before, but not any better. And that's been a repeating cycle for 3 weeks now in physical therapy.
And how often do you go to physical therapy?
Twice a week.
Twice a week. And going to physical therapy while you're there, it makes your arm feel a little better, a little more flexible. And then once you get home, it doesn't feel as flexible, it feels stiff.
Well, it makes it feel better when I stretch it out of physical therapy, and by the end of physical therapy, that feels good. But all it takes is, go home or go to work and be on my computer, and a few hours of not moving it, and it just kind of feels backtracked. So when I go back to physical therapy, they just stretch it out again, and then it's kind of just back to that same point. It's not any better than it was the last time or the time before.
Not any worse.
Not any worse.
Okay.
It's just kind of stalled in its healing process.
Okay, and how does that stalling make you feel?
Yeah, it makes me frustrated that
Makes you feel frustrated.
I kind of got my hopes up to be kind of back on my mountain bike by Christmas, and that's just not going to happen.
Were there any long-term precautions that the doctor let you know that you're afraid of?
He told me that I'll have really bad arthritis in my elbow.
How did that make you feel, hearing that you might have arthritis in your elbow?
It didn't make me feel very good, because he had mentioned that, without, I may or may not need surgery, and he had mentioned, without the surgery, since there's a gap in the bone, I'll get really bad arthritis.
Okay.
So I'm not real happy about that, but but at the same time, he did say it's not a weight-bearing joint or bone, so he did say most people that get arthritis in it don't feel it, so that was kind of a relief, but I'm not sure if I 100% believe that, even though he's the doctor.
Now you're questioning it because you're not seeing any increased development going on in your elbow, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, just the fact that it's not as quick and easy healing as he made it seem like. Now I'm, wondering how long is it really going to be, and is arthritis really going to bug me later, and am I ever going to get full range of motion again, which I don't think I will.
You don't think you will? You're doubting it now?
Yes.